नो इंग्लिश। और फिर भी वो लोग बहुत दीदी से मिलकर खुश होते थे। मुझे याद है दीदी सवेरे 4 बजे से 8 बजे तक यानी मुरली पूरी होने तक शांत रहती थी, योग में रहती थी। एक बार कारोबार अर्थ मैं मुरली के पहले दीदी के पास पहुंची, कुछ पूछना था तो दीदी कहती धीरे से बोलो। और फिर मैंने अपना आवाज धीरा करके दीदी को पूछना था सो पूछा। परंतु एक दिन हेमलता बहन और मीरा बहन गए कुछ बात करने, तो दीदी कहे अर्जेंट है क्या? नहीं, मुरली के बाद आना। तो कोशिश करती थी वो 8 बजे तक शांत रहना।
दीदी मन मोहिनी थी, वो गोपी मस्तानी, नाम जैसा काम भी वैसा, कान्हा की दीवानी। आबूला ने महायज्ञ थी, वो कथा रच डाली। दीदी दादी की जोड़ी निराली, दीदी दादी की जोड़ी निराली।
Om Shanti. Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. Follow Father. Father Brahma made the children the masters and considered himself to be a server. He gave them the respect of being masters. He gave them honor and name. He never glorified his own name, but always said, "My children." Just as the Father renounced name, honor, respect, and uplifted others, and considered his own happiness to be in the happiness of the children, and considered the experience of unhappiness of the children to be his own unhappiness. In the same way, follow the Father and become full with feelings of upliftment, for only then will the task of world benefit be completed. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is day 26. Be full with the feeling of uplifting others and have mercy on those who defame you. Today's topic, follow Father. So now we will listen to Mohini Didi, and we have double fortune today that we have our dear senior brother Charlie with us, and he has come all the way from Australia. And last year also we had that fortune to listen to him, and today also he's here with us live in Avyakti Bhavan with Mohini Didi. So after Didi's sharing, he will be also sharing about
Mohini Didi's also. He took sustenance from Mohini Didi as well, as this is the month of Mohini Didi. So we'll hear some of the experience of his sustenance from Didi, Mohini Didi, because he's the Adi Ratan from the service when it began in London, foreign countries. So many of you know him. So that's going to be our double fortune today. So now let's first listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone okay? Yes? I had also the fortune to be with Didi Mohini. I took spiritual birth in Delhi, and Didi was in charge of Delhi. Very, very loving, but very firm. Very clear in whatever she has to discern and decide. Very clear. I remember any time we ask anything, Didi will have clear answer. And Didi is the one who it helps us to understand how to follow Brahma Baba. And of course, one of the main qualities, obedience. Even some feel that, how can I be obedient? But obedience is respect. Obedience is like what Baba, Didi thinking of our upliftment. It's not like, obedient is like servant or somebody is just giving directions. No. Actually, they help us to grow. I remember that Baba Dadi Prakashmani always helped us to develop our power to discern. So one time I told Didi and Dadi, I was in Guyana and I went to Guyana, means some or other they felt I am the right instrument because service was very high level, political, but also the opposition was also little more from religious leaders because sisters were getting very popular and they felt that we are taking away the job of priest and all of them. And we said, no, we don't do all that. We only teach meditation. And surprisingly, that they all start reading the books of Raj Yoga meditation. And in their lectures, they will start talking about that. So I told Dadi that it's very good service, but little far. It's very far. Because at that time there was no center. It was Hong Kong, London, and Guyana. So Dadi said, I said, Dadi, maybe someone else can go. Sister Hemlata was there. Yes, it's okay, but tell me who. So I said, okay. And then next morning, Dadi used to walk in the courtyard. Didi will also join sometimes. And then next day, Dadi said, have you thought? I realized that I cannot just leave like that. I have to see how it gets settled. And then, so I said, Dadi, I go for another year. And maybe after that we can think. If she would have told me, no, you have to go. You have to do this, never. They will always say, okay, do you have any other idea? Do you have any other plan? It helps us to have self-trust, power to discern, but also feels that I did obey whatever they said. But dadis will never force you to do anything, never. They will ask you and you are willing to do, and if not, who you think can do, who can help you. They were very, very much into seeing that when we grow older, And maybe they knew that one day we will be the ones who will have to help the yagya. So upliftment in a right way, right? So one of the quality which Didi taught us was say yes to Baba. And then you see the wonders, how he does, what he makes you do through you. So I think that to follow Baba, it has to be in both ways. As a becoming angel and also being a karma yogi. I like this theme very much from this Sunday's Murli, and today also we heard again that if you are really making effort to be in angelic stage, you can remain karma yogi until end. Otherwise, many Baba's children, I'm tired, I don't think I can do, this is too much to do. They abandon in between, then they not consistent. But if you are really becoming angelic, you won't feel there is any difficulty. But also, lot of cooperation also comes because they are attracted by your stage and they like to be with you, like to join you in anything, everything you do. So this is what Brahma Baba was, becoming awake, the angel, and took care of Yagya until last moment. He was never tired of situations, difficulties from children leaving. So many things happen, right? We think things are happening now, but I thought things were happening from very beginning. It's only because our population of BKs is quite large. So problems also, or situations, or different stages of children which could become help, but also could be obstacles. So Brahma Baba never felt tired or fed up or say, no, I'm not going to say anything to you. No. He observed, he inspired, and then becoming perfect in his own stage. A lot one can think about, but our homework for tomorrow is that how Baba went beyond thinking of self. My name should be glorified. How much I surrender. So many houses, so much wealth. No, never. Because there was no consciousness of my name, my fame. So that's what Baba is saying. Father Brahma made the children the masters and considered himself to be a servant. He gave them the respect of being masters. Do you all feel being masters, right? He gave them honor and a name. Always encouraged each child. Baba says he never glorified his own name. And he always said, my children, just as the father renounced name, honor, respect, and uplifted others, and consider his own happiness to be the happiness of the children. Even if you are sometimes lazy, Baba will know something is not right. I remember one time we had taken a group and one of the mother was kind of VIP's wife, was fetching water in her, thermos. So Baba, somebody told Baba, and Baba said, call Mohini. So I went, and because we were supposed to help the group, said, you are okay? I said, yes, I am okay. Because it was 8:45, so maybe whatever reason I went in the room early. So he really cared, not only for those who went, but even for the guides who used to serve, who used to help. So happiness Baba wants everyone to be happy. So Baba says that, so in the same way, follow the Father, become full with the feelings of upliftment, for only then will the task of the world benefit be completed. So where we focus, service or the world, self or the world. As much we serve self, that much we are able to serve world. Baba creates some different methods where you will be able to serve the world. Okay, now we have our dear brother Charlie with us. Welcome. Om Shanti. Eric, dear Eric, come. Yeah, you have to welcome.
See how generous our brother Charlie is? He's given me the only microphone he has and willingly has offered that to me. And so in response to his generosity and caring to come to be with us this evening, I have been entrusted to give him the holy relic of the Parivar. On behalf of all of you, I would like to share this and honor our brother Charlie with the blessing of the Holy Mala. And so welcome, brother Charlie.
It's our fortune that he's with us. And of course, we'll hear his experience with Mohini Didi ji and also a little chit chat with Mohini Didi. And I request everyone, if you can keep your videos on, because he will be able to see all of you. It's a big family, a Vyakti Parivar family. So as you are able to see him, he'll be able to see you, right? So let's listen to him.
So thank you so much, Eric and Didi. It's so lovely to be here. So lovely to be in your company. And Sister Bhumi also. And as I was sitting here, I was thinking how Avyakti Parivar reaches the whole world, because the timings in my part of the world are quite good, because many are watching in Thailand and different countries in Asia, Thailand and Korea, and especially the next morning, they watch every single day. They never miss a day. So it's really very lovely to be with you. And Mohini Didi just asked me to share a few of my experiences of Didi Mohini. And I started my Brahmin journey in London in 1975. And I was just 22 years old at the time. And I'd been coming to the center maybe 2-3 months, and Daddy Janki said, you should go to Madhaban. I often feel Daddy felt, get into Madhaban before he runs away somewhere. We were very young, and you know, life was different in London at that time. But I arrived in Mumbai, and this is early December 1975, and Didi ji was visiting Mumbai. And Shilindra Daddy came to meet me at the airport, who was Didi ji's Lokik sister. Shilindra. And I really loved the way Baba gave these affectionate names. I mean, such a feeling of family, because Sometimes he called Shilindra Daddy the governor of Bombay. And and Didiji's mother was, as you know, the Queen Mother. But anyway, Shilindra Daddy took me to a program direct from the airport, and Didiji was speaking there. And it was just amazing for me to meet her. In fact, she felt incredibly familiar. And she spoke, she gave a class, and maybe my memory is about 800 BKs had gathered together. And at the end, she asked me to come and say something. I was so new and I was a bit nervous. My knees were shaking. And I let out this little, very feeble little Om Shanti. And everyone clapped and cheered and welcomed. It was really special. But we went back to Gum Devi Center afterwards. And we had Brahma Bhojan, and in those days we would sit on the floor. And I said, Didiji made me sit beside her. And in those days, I was very new. I had longer hair at the time. She kept calling me female. I lost a lot of body consciousness that night. But I felt the love from Didi, and I felt her incredible spiritual power. And I always felt so close to Didi from the beginning. And when we went up to Madhaban, you know, Didi and Daddy danced together in such an incredible team. You've heard the slogan. They'd say, 2 bodies, 1 soul. But Didi was an amazing student. And she would sit in class with her notebook every day. Daddy always read the Muli, and I've never really known why it was only Daddy. Maybe Moni Ben can tell us sometime.
That's fine, no, Baba. The direction which came.
Oh.
At that time, the main person must read Murli.
Oh.
Every day, every day.
But Didi was, whenever you went to meet her, she would always begin by, what did Baba say today? So we would always prepare, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 points, because we knew Didi would say, what did Baba? And sometimes you'd prepared your points, you'd sit in front and she'd say, what did Baba say yesterday? She knew she was trying. But her love was amazing. And one memory I had too was that in those days, in the 1970s, a lot of the Mulis were in the meditation hall. And Baba would speak the Muli, and at the end of the Muli, they'd pull up a little puff cushion beside Baba's gadi, and Didiji would sit on it, and she would lean on her sort of fist and look up at Baba. Do you remember? And Baba would speak to her really deep things. And I remember twice Baba said to her, Baba can speak to you in public, but only you really catch what Baba's really saying. Didi had, I felt, such a yoga with Baba, such a one Baba in her heart, that she absolutely caught all the signals from Baba. And I remember also once in 1978 or 79, we had a conference in Delhi, and we had a brother from London, and he was from a science background, and he'd done the course in London, but he had a lot of questions. And when I say a lot of questions, they just never stopped. And we traveled from Delhi to Mount Abu on a bus. And he went around the whole bus asking questions. He'd sit with someone, ask question. They'd sort of get exhausted. He moved to the next seat. He went around the whole bus. And when we got to Madhaban, we said, what are we going to do with this brother? And someone said, take him to Didi Mohini. And so we took him to Didi Mohini, and Didi would always meet with Drishti. And you know, in 2 minutes, he had the experience of being a bodiless soul. A little bit just like Baba was saying, when you lecture, you should give them the feeling of being bodiless. And all his questions stopped. It was amazing. And I realized from that when someone has a spiritual experience, they answer their own questions. But if they're stuck maybe in that intellectual sort of level, then there's always questions coming up. And I can remember so many times when Didi led meditation, the spiritual power in the atmosphere was a palpable thing. I really felt the strength of Didi's spiritual power in that way. And I can also remember that when Didi left the body in 1983, it was such a big thing in the yagya. I was in Australia at the time, and I had a phone call from London, and Bridgerani Ben, who was in Oxford at the time, I think you know her, she was looking after the kitchen. Daddy was in Oxford, Daddy Janki. And Daddy said to a few of them to ring all around the world. And I can remember I got a call at 1 a.m. in the morning. And then Bridgerani Ben spoke with so much love. Oh, our lovely Didi has flown. And then Baba gave the most extraordinary message that I don't remember hearing since. Through Daddy Gozar, Baba said that all the children in all corners of the world should sit in a yoga bhatti and send light to the womb that soul is going to. Do you remember that? And like we all had yoga power really to send Didi on her way and give light. Such a pure soul, such an elevated soul, and really such a powerful soul. But I also remember that Didi was so much fun. You know, she had this personality of being so yogi. And one of her favorite tricks, Mohini Ben will remember, she used to get a 1 rupee coin and she'd say, I'm going to test your yoga power. And then she'd get it and she'd press it on your forehead very hard, this one. And, you know, when you have something pressed, it feels like it's there, but she'd taken the coin off. And then she'd say, okay, see your yoga power, see whether you can push the coin off. So everyone would sit there going,
There is no coin.
Do you remember? There was no coin.
Yes, everyone will
And
go
every time Didi would laugh and laugh. You could not stop Didi. Every time she did it, there was so much laughter. And what I really loved is that Didi was such a spiritual authority and yet so egoless and a child at the same time. I loved that when the drama needed her to be the head of the yagya, such dignity, such royalty, such purity, such power. And yet when she was not that, she was just a child. And I even remember once we were having Brahma Bhojan talking about how she was so fun-loving. And Brahma Bhojan in those days, we had like Brahma Baba where Didi and Daddy would sit up the front and they had all the rows of thalis, and we'd all sit in front of our thali in silence, and the sisters and brothers would come and fill our plates and we'd eat in remembrance. And finally they served some ice cream. And it was all very silent, very yogi. And then Didi Ji got her ice cream and poured it all over Daddy Ji. And then Daddy Ji over Didi Ji. And before you knew it, ice cream was everywhere. But I really love the fact that, you know, really we're children. And when we come to the service field, we take roles, we take responsibilities, because religion is so serious and intense. And yet really Baba's our parent, we're his children. And I just felt the lightness in the atmosphere. And sometimes I had the fortune about 7 years ago to go to Karachi. I had to go to Pakistan for a religious conference. And I went to Karachi and I visited all of Baba's places for 2 or 3 days. And when I went to Kunj Bhavan, where Baba didn't live there. Baba lived in his house. I went to his house too, which was a beautiful, beautiful house, but 2.5 kilometers from actual Kunj Bhavan. And Baba sometimes, they said, would walk. In the early days, he would walk. Sometimes, then we saw the car that Daddy Nirmala Shanta used to drive. And just being in that house gave me such a deep feeling of the incredible love that Shiv Baba and Brahma Baba bought. And it just felt filled with love and tapasya, the spiritual power that laid the foundation that we're all still getting the benefit from. And when I was there, I was thinking of people like Didi who, you know, was young and yet came and became such a yogi. Honestly, I feel, for me, her example of being a real yogi, one who has one Baba in her heart, who really remembered Baba and just felt she was completely an instrument in this yajna. Baba is doing purely an instrument like Dadiji. And it was just so, you know, wonderful just being around her. And I remember once, and you tell me if you want me to stop.
No, we have to.
Once when I was there in my first time too, they felt that we were foreigners. We were just one of the first groups of foreigners, that we should have an experience of the golden age. And so one evening, Didi and Daddy suggested that we I was with a friend of mine, Brother Simon, and we should be dressed up as Lakshmi and Narayan. And so actually, I remember Daddy Manoharindra and Daddy Ratnamahini dressed us up, and they made me Lakshmi. I had no choice in that. And then we had to come into the history hall, and all the Madhabandawasis were there. And we had to stand, you know, I was dressed as Lakshmi, stand in front of all the Madhabandawasis, you know. And Didi kept saying to me, drama yad hai, drama yad hai. She was so good like that. But anyway, they thought that they're from foreign countries. And so they asked us to dance. And so they thought they're from foreign countries, maybe they can't dance to the Indian music. So someone had got some music from the market to play for us to dance. And the song was, I don't know, many of you won't remember this song, but Brother Eric will, everyone is Kung Fu fighting. So I was thinking, you know, here I am on the mountain, you know, wearing a sari, dancing to, and I really started to question myself. But what I remember is at the end, it was Didi who called us over, and she held my hand so strongly, gave me such drishti. And it was like I felt her spiritual power. I felt her love. I felt her belonging. And, you know, in those days, from my understanding, that Baba had invited Didi to Madhaban when Mama left the body. And someone once told me that they asked Baba, why did you ask Didi? Why Didi? And I'm sure there's many reasons, but Baba said, I think Daddy Janki told us that she's always cheerful. And really, she was like that, wasn't she? She was very light, very cheerful, very warm. But as Mohini Ben said, she was very firm. She was very strong. Even Didi Nirmala told me I was a bit scared of Didi. And Didi Nirmala wasn't scared of many people, let me tell you.
No one.
She was a Shiv Shakti herself. And yet she said that I used to feel a little bit scared of Didi. And I even remember once taking leave from Madhaban with two sisters, and just to show Didi she was so clean, but so straight, absolutely straight. She said it like it was. And these two sisters were taking drishti. I was sitting on the side taking leave. And she gave drishti to both of them, Didi. And then she said to one, you're dry, you should become like her. Didi would speak like that, but with love. It wasn't disrespect, but she just was very open and very direct. And I think that one of the most touching scenes for many of us, and I think there's so many old jewels on Avyakti Parivar was when we would take leave from Madhaban in those days. It was a tradition that we would stand in front of the Tower of Peace, and Didi and Daddy would come out and give Go Soon, Come Soon Tolly. And they'd play this really tear-jerking style music. And everyone would be, tears would flow because, you know, my experience of the yagya, and when I was in Karachi, I felt the love that Shiv Baba brought. I felt the love of Brahma Baba. And wise souls like Didi were so strong. They filled them with so much love. Baba pulled them beyond all their body consciousness, all their petty things. It's just he attracted them so much. They went beyond all their body consciousness. And so when we would stand in front of the Tower of Peace, the purity of that drishti, the love of that drishti just touched something so deep inside. And probably one of the main things I've always learned from Didi Mohini, who, you know, such an example to all of us, was that the real method of Raja Yoga, the real way to move forward spiritually, is all relationships with one Shiv Baba. And this is the most powerful point of spiritual knowledge, to really take the soul into an elevated stage. And to me, that was really, you know, what I remember about Didi. She was the embodiment of love, but the embodiment of spiritual power. She was a powerful yogi, a really Shiv Shakti, and yet absolutely humble. And so off the top of my head, they're just a few really sweet memories of such a special jewel in our family.
Yeah, we are very, very fortunate to hear all the experiences of Brother Charlie. And Didi's day is coming. Even we had been playing Mama's Didi's class and with other VIPs and Brahmins. But really, it was good, yeah. And what he said, we all experienced that from Didi. So, whole drama is powerful, right? Sunday is Didi's day, and Brother Charlie sharing with us. So we thank him, right? All of you. And we are very lucky, even if they give class anywhere, you have to turn on. But in the Vyakti Parivar, we are able to get all these Baba's masters, children from all over the world. Yesterday we had Gopi Van, and I'm sure in future also there will be many more. So, Brother Charlie, thank you.
Thank you so much, Moni Ben. Thank you.
Om Shanti. Thank you so much. It was a really gift for all of us. Beautiful sharing. Sometimes when we hear all these experiences, it takes us into that time and gives that experience also. No, we felt like we were there with you, experiencing her presence. Thank you so much. I was thinking, I think this is very limited time. I think you should get more time to share. So I think it was a very little time. Maybe if your time allows, we would love to have your class in a Vyakti Parivar while you are in New York.
Yeah.
Right? A Vyakti Parivar, you can wave your hand. Yes.
Yeah, they will be.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much. And as Didi shared, we have fortune after fortune, and one of the fortune is tomorrow we will be having Sister Gopi will be reading Murli to a Vyakti Parivar. So please make a note. Tomorrow, Saturday morning, Amrit Vela 3:30 a.m. and 4:45 a.m. And then 6 o'clock meditation will start. And then Sister Gopi, whom we heard yesterday in chit chat, she will be reading Hindi Sakar Murli from 7 to 8:30 a.m. Also, after Murli, she will share a few things also. So it will be a good opportunity. And we will have the translation available in English, Nepali, Tamil, Telugu, Spanish. So you all are welcome to join. And tomorrow is Saturday, and another special thing about tomorrow is a Global Bhakti Day. So we'll keep our Zoom open for a whole day, so from Amritwela till night for a Vikti Parivar session. So the Global Bhakti Man Mana Bhava. Wow, that's a nice topic. Man Mana Bhava. So anyone who has little time in between, you are welcome to join a Vikti Parivar and contribute your yoga to your Global Bhakti. And one more thing about tomorrow is, Mohini Didi, we are going to Toronto, Canada. So you will see us tomorrow evening from Canada, from Toronto, as you all will be flying with us, because Avyakti Parivar is always flying with Didi, right? So you will be with us there, and of course we will have another special opportunities and sharing to from different seniors, and of course different things. And our Avyakti children class 1:30 to 3, Avyakti youth class 3 to 4, and evening schedule will be same, but as I said, that will be joining you from Toronto, Canada. And next few days, Mohini Didi will be in Canada, and they had planned many new things for Avyakti Parivar as well. And again, Sunday is very special day. It's Man Mohini Didi's day, and Mohini Didi also mentioned that Brother Charlie will be here in Global Harmony House, and he will be reading Murli. So, of course, we will connect here, Global Harmony House, so we will be able to hear the Murli from Brother Charlie. And not only that, but even after that, he will be sharing. And after that, around 10 o'clock, Avyakti Parivar will join to Toronto, because there will be a bhog offering of Man Mohini Didi at 10 a.m. onwards. So we have lottery after lottery opportunities and fortune. So amazing, right? Avyakti Parivar is getting a lot of sustenance from Baba. So please don't miss these opportunities. And now let's take drishti from Didi and Brother Charlie, and we'll remember Baba.
विश्व शांति की बात चली तो शांति स्तंभ की याद आई। जब विश्व शांति की बात चली तो शांति स्तंभ की याद आई। सेवा तप त्याग वो याद आया। सेवा तप त्याग वो याद आया। तो स्नेह में अखियाँ भर आई। वो प्यार तुम्हारा याद आया।
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.